Let's move into the Friday, a couple of races to talk about. We'll start with the Triumph Hurdle. Again, which Willie Mullins horse is going to win this? Lossiemouth is 13-8, Blood Destiny 7-4, Gala Muscle 5-1, Comfort Zone 10-1, and 16-1 Bar. Craig, this is very much find the right Willie Mullins horse and will win. Lossiemouth, again, obviously, is a question to answer after getting beaten the last day. Blood Destiny's been getting a lot of hype in the preview night circuit. Gala Muscle obviously beat Lossiemouth. Who would be the standout out of the three for them, for you?
I think they're hard to split, to be honest. The market is going to react, I would say, in a big way to whichever horse Paul Townend chooses to ride. I think that's going to be a big factor. And at the moment, we don't know. In terms of the form, Blood Destiny has posted the best figure. He's won in the quickest time. He did it off the front at Fairy House. He was impressive. The ground was fairly soft. Lossiemouth obviously had her excuses last time behind Gala Marceau. With a clear passage, would Lossiemouth have won? You've got to say probably yes. So I think Lossiemouth will reverse the form with Gala Marceau. Looking back to running styles, which I think is quite important for a Triumph Hurdle, new course on the Friday, 2 mile one for juveniles. It's quite a test. And I couldn't find any horse that had made all the running in the last 10, 12 years to win a Triumph. Arcona was the horse that raced closest to the pace. I think he was second or third for the majority of the way when he won. So that could well be against Blood Destiny, trying to make the running. And I think he's quite a free-going horse, and I think he's only got one way of running. So I'd be surprised if they tried to change tactics with him. At these prices, I wouldn't rule out Comfort Zone. I think he's probably the each-way edge. Showed a lovely attitude to win at the track when getting the better of Scriptwriter. Thought there was a little bit more in the tank when he hit the front, if required. At 10-1 each way, I think, with the place money hopefully guaranteed with his attitude, I think he'll at least hit the frame. And I honestly think you've got a winning chance as well with him. So Comfort Zone each way would be the call.
Brilliant. Mark, I think we can safely assume that this race is going to Ireland.
Yeah, you'd think so, for sure. I was disappointed with Lossiemouth last time. I know she was hampered in that, but I just thought she would get closer to Gala Marceau. But they've got the graded form, whereas Blood Destiny's not. And he's got to give them £7 as well. To be honest with you, in this race, I'm finding it very hard. They're all too tightly priced. If you ask me which one would I back at a decent price, I'd back Lossiemouth. But she's too short, and I didn't like the way she didn't get close to Gala Marceau last time, because Gala Marceau pulled really, really hard and still managed to hold on and beat her. Whereas Lossiemouth looked like at the final flight was going to come and pick her up and didn't. So I'd struggle to have a bet in this race, to be honest with you, Scott. It's too tight. The betting's too tight for me. I liked Lossiemouth at the start of the season. I backed her after she won her first race because I thought that was a really good performance. Her second performance was really good as well, but they were both slowly run races. And then she blocked her copybook. And at 13-8, she's too short to back. I just can't see an ending to the race, to be honest with you. If you asked me for the winner, I'd say probably Lossiemouth, but I wouldn't back her at the price.
Callum, it is very much that. It is difficult to split the front three in the market. What have you come down on?
It is very difficult to split, and the old adage of, the out of the three, back the outsider. Gala Marceau, I think, is probably a bit big in comparison to the top two. I think she would have, the form would have been reversed, but she does an awful lot wrong in the first half of the race. A lot of the focus in Lossiemouth in the second half of that race. She was keen, she was a bit sketchy early doors, but to pull away like she did and steal the race was quite impressive. And I do like the pace angle here. I mean, Blood Destiny might set this up, and Gala Marceau could maybe nip in behind, and that might allow her to settle. The way she was ridden in France, she was held up, had no problems at all, and she was absolutely fine. I think Danny Mullins is pretty keen to keep the partnership. So in Blood Destiny is a hype horse, but he's not really been great company. You might want it softer. I think he will want to make it a stamina test. I think last year, I think Phil Dorr maybe should have gone a little bit quicker. He would have got Vauban a little bit more trouble, and it turned into a bit of a dash up the hill, and Vauban won. But I mean, it was the right 3 came to the 4. I expect that to happen again. And because I find them hard to split, 2 of them are 7-4 and one's 5-1, and Gallimar will do for me at the moment.
Gallimar. So I've been very much in the Lossiemouth camp all season. I put her up at 7-1 before she won at the Fairy House. Interesting that day that Paul Townend didn't choose her, because he chose the Minear horse whose name has completely slipped my mind. That was very interesting that day, and Danny Mullins rode her that day as well, and she did look good the past 2 days. Last time she just got into a lot of trouble. That Maniac in the same colours went out for the front and completely ruined the race for her. And again, the 2 things, me and Callum spoke about this a lot. Has that race taken a lot out of her? If it hasn't, I think she'll win this. I think she's better than Blood Destiny. I don't think Blood Destiny beat very much. You can argue that a lot of the horses in behind were looking for a Boodles mark. I just think Lossiemouth is... I'm going to stick with Lossiemouth, but again, I don't think there's much in the way. I think this could really cut up into a nothing race, to be honest. I think it could just be 5, maybe 6, 7 runners. I don't think there's anything in behind that's leaping out to me from an each way perspective. And I just think I'm just going to side with Lossiemouth. So we'll go around the panel. Craig?
Comfort zone each way.
Comfort zone each way. Mark?
Lossiemouth, but I'm not playing at the price.
And Callum?
At the price is Gallimar.